Is this a magical life? I'm sure only the diehards will stick around to watch this video. Or is it something else? But I do have something I've really wanted to share. Last week absolutely shook me to my core. I've been thinking about how I want more magic in my life. Does anybody else relate to this? And then I had a really important thought about that, which was, what does magic mean? Like, what does that look like when I say I want a more magical life? The thing is, I know that you probably just want to skip over this question, but there is so much significance in this question. And that's why I spent the last few days really delving into what the heck do I mean when I say I want a magical life? And I'm asking you to think about it for a moment. What do you mean when you say you want a more magical life, or you want to be more witchy, or you want your craft to be more than it is? What does that actually look like? And where did those ideas come from? You know, is magic just about getting what I want? Is there some part of me that's so immature that when I say I want a life that's more magical, what I'm really saying is I want a life where I can wave my magic wand and make whatever I want happen? Or is there something deeper than that that I'm wanting? And the answer was heck yeah. So I found this lump in my throat and I went in for some testing last week. While I was there, the technician took like 50 pictures, on this ultrasound. I was like, oh my gosh, like they're really taking a lot of pictures. Does this mean there's something really wrong? I knew that she wasn't going to tell me anything and I was going to have to wait. And then I went into this weird, what if I have lymphoma? What if I'm dying? How do I feel about cancer treatment, the life I've lived and what I've given to the world and what I've taken, and what am I going to leave behind, and if I'm sick, what will just everything, all the things that go along with that. And it really made some of the things that I'm doing seem like crap, like super meaningless. This right here, this has meaning to me. This is cover crop that we planted last year for my bees, so that they will have food to eat. And these things will feed the soil and reseed and continue to be here for pollinators to feed on. And that felt good. That felt like it had longevity to it. That felt like it had meaning in the bigger picture. So as I waited for these results, I began to feel my way into that place that I'm talking about. Like, what is that magic that I'm longing for? And it's really, I found for me, it's an ideal of connection that I want. An ideal of connection that takes me into the beauty of this world, my connectedness to it, my connectedness to all of you, and giving something to the world through my own vibration. I am desiring to be that wild witch in the woods. And yet, what I really want is the feeling of that connection. Like, I don't need to be in the woods with dirt on my face and sticks in my hair and, running around like crazy, conjuring the winds, speaking to the waters to feel that connection. And so I really wanted to jump on here and challenge you about this, because some of you have said, like, what do we do during these tumultuous times as far as witchcraft goes to change the world, to create a world where love and respect for the earth reign, and we have a tomorrow to give our children and our grandchildren and our grandchildren's children. And I think, spells are great. That's great. If you're really good at spells, sitting there and focusing your energy like that and putting something together is great. But I think there's no greater spell than the spell of doing the personal work, of releasing your shadow. and radiating the harmony of your own vibration into this world. So I got my results yesterday. I'm going to open up this email. I've been waiting for it. It seems like it's taking forever for them to get it. I'm like, am I gonna die? Am I gonna be going through cancer treatment? Am I gonna be, telling my kids goodbye? I open it up and I read down and it says, the findings were unremarkable, benign, nothing's really going on there. And again, that made me think about what in life is truly remarkable to me and how can I make my life remarkable, not in the grandiose sense, but in the sense of my own integrity and my own joy and my own offering of spirit in this world. If you're longing for more magic in your life, a more magical life, then I really encourage you to get down to the root of what your soul is truly crying out for. Ask yourself, do I think magic is going to give me a pass on life? Because I definitely was looking at some of that in myself. Like there was some spiritual bypassing going on there for me. Like, oh, I just do this and I can bypass all of that. What is it that you're wanting? What's the truth, the core, the kernel of what you're desiring within yourself? And then pull on that thread. Wrap that thread around your hands and pull that towards you. If you want to join with me and hear some of my musings about this and the ways in which I'm working with these things, I encourage you to sign up for my newsletter down below. I know this isn't the most thrilling of videos. It's not some cinematic debut, but it's really honest. And I feel like as natural practitioners, we need to get busy with the work of expressing our own unique beauty. And we're only going to do that by becoming more comfortable with where we're at and pulling on that thread, that hope, that joy, that faith that the craft affords us. That, to me, is the real magic that I'm seeking, the ability to pull on that, to be that, to exude that, to share that, to be that, to change the atmosphere around me when I step into a space, because I am that. That, to me, is real magic. I want to thank my friends who stood with me through this dark time and say, blessed be to the dark goddess who walked all the way with me into this dark place to help me find this beautiful thread of light. And I want to encourage you, never be afraid to go into those dark places because your power is waiting there for you. Remember, sparkle and shine.